I wanted to hop on here to show you some work that I'm doing for a client, put you behind the scenes on some of the work that I do. Uh, Finding emails and finding contacts that the typical databases cannot find, like Apollo, Clay. Like if you're doing outbound anyway, if you're salesperson, founder, whatever, you'll find this interesting. So check this out. I'm doing work for a client. I'm logged into their LinkedIn, and I'm going and I'm targeting physicians groups. And this is very manual, but it works really well to get some leads that the typical databases don't have. So I'm here in Clay, and I'm going through and putting some company names, and then I have a People's tab right here on the right hand side. And I know things are kind of bunched up. It looks really weird, but I have the companies tab, and whenever I put in a URL, it goes and searches for some people, right? So, for example, this company, let's do, I put in this company right here, and it searched and it found two people at the company, right? But sometimes it doesn't find people. Like if I come over here and it says 0 people found for this company, Alliance for Wellness, okay? And so originally, let me take you back actually. I say, hey, I literally go to Google AI. I'm like, hey, I'm searching for 5 owner-led physician groups, blah, 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 blah. And I have this big prompt, right? Of like, hey, they're not this company, they're this company. Please give me the name of the company, the URL, and the description, and maybe the founder of the company, right? That's my prompt. And so I'm working here, and I have, I'm down to number 3, and I do 5 at a time. By the way, the reason I do this versus Apollo or Clay is because I can literally just be much more granular and say, hey, I'm looking for this company. And Google is the goat of search, right? I don't use Clay. I don't use Apollo or Clay because you can't get that granular. And also, I don't use. Sometimes I use Claude and ChatGPT, but they're just not accurate. So, like it pulls up stuff, but the website's not right, and it uses up Claude credits, and there's capacity. So I use Google because it's free. And so at this instance, Alliance for Wellness, didn't come up with a founder, right? So then I just literally copied this, right? Copied a little bit of this here, and I went to another search, and I was like, hey, give me. Well, here I'll show you. I was like, hey, literally give me. I literally just popped it in here. Here's my search right here. See that? Founder CEO Alliance, and then it came up with these 3 people. Okay, so this girl right here, and Clay didn't find it. Apollo didn't find it. Even the first original Google search didn't find it. So I researched it in Google again with the AI tool, and it found these 3 people: Chief Operating Officer and Vice President of Operations. And sure enough, right, this is the same logo, right? AFW. Yep, looks good. So then I connected with this person on here. I messaged I messaged her on LinkedIn with the credits, and then I found uh, her email through my little handy dandy email tool here. That's basically practically free. I go through. I created an email hunter tool where it does 10 different email permutations, and it checks and just verifies, and if it's safe to send with debounce, it's good to go, right? And so look at that, I found it. See, debounce, and I have connected Prospeo and all these other tools to find emails that I pay for. So I could go in and like add the row and on LinkedIn, and boom, it found it as well, right? I can also put in the first name, last name, and domain name, and it's going to cycle through like, first name, last name at company domain, first initial, last name at company name.com, right? It's going to go through and test and verify each one and see if it found any. So like I'll go over here. So with this search, I've got Timothy, right? And what I'm going to do is going to come over here, and I'm going to do Timothy. Might be Tim as well. I'm going to copy the name, right? And then I'm going to add a row, and it's going to search and see the status. It's going through all these 10 different common email permutations. And it's going to see if it can find it. Boom, and it found it, right? So look at that. So there's a verified email that I wouldn't have had otherwise, that if I just stuck with Clay or Apollo or whatever tool, if I didn't dig and do the research. And this is for an industry that, by the way, is like, these people are really hard to find. And these are big deal cycles, like long big deal cycles. So like it wouldn't make sense for you to go in and if you're just like selling a widget or selling an ice cream cone, you don't need to find and do this. But for like, and look at all these emails I found. Look at all this, right? I've found 26 so far. And yes, it takes a lot of time, but these emails are valuable because I'm going to send them. I'm going to do an anti-pitch. I'm going to send them. I'm going to do high research, but then send them a playbook of like how other physicians are growing from 40 to 120 buildings without hiring more staff, and that should be valuable to them. I'm going to throw the anti-pitch. So if you want this email tool, I'm considering giving it away for free. It cost me a little, a little money, but I have 47,000 debounce credits. You can even add your own APIs to it, right? If you come over here, you can add your own Prospeo, debounce. These are basically tools that find like phone numbers and emails. But regardless, it's super cheap. Like it cost me probably 0.001 cent, or maybe just a little bit more to find, that email, right? So it's super cool, and I've got valid emails. So hopefully that helps to share with you, like, hey, it's okay to take time to really prospect and find contact information, because we know and God knows that Timothy and this girl, I don't want to pronounce her name wrong, they're not getting any cold emails because the top tools are not finding it.